I've started recording and I'll be sharing my screen right away. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
My screen is clear, right?
Okay, why can't I see?
Okay. I'm trying to go through the outline so that I don't miss anything. We talked about futures and perpetuals, all right? Like try to explain. We've talked about futures
Share
and
your screen again.
my screen is not showing.
Yes,
No,
yes,
it's not showing.
Not showing.
It's only showing Mr.
Is it showing now?
now.
Do
No.
not showing. No.
Okay, hold on. It will show now. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
it
I
now.
can.
You're seeing FTX now, right? Are you seeing the FTX interface?
Yes.
Okay. Every other person.
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So we talked about. We talked about. We talked about futures and perpetuals. Please mute your mics. We talked about futures and perpetuals, and then we tried to explain the difference. I guess the difference is clear now. The two of them are actually very similar, okay, but we have very subtle difference in the sense that futures are designed to expire, whereas perpetuals are not designed to expire. They are there infinitely. When you trade a BTC PEP, when you are on a BTC PEP trade, you are actually not trading Bitcoin. For those of you that has, you've actually traded futures, you just use USD to trade BTC perpetual. Do you hold BTC? You don't hold it. Normally, if you wanted to buy BTC or you wanted to long or short BTC, you would have to own the BTC because you cannot sell what you don't have. For you to sell BTC, it means you own BTC in your wallet. But you notice that when you're trading the futures, you don't own that particular instrument. Your collateral is USD, but you are able to trade the BTC perpetual feature. I don't know if that's clear. So we are saying that in futures or perpetuals, you are actually not trading that particular instrument, but a future contracts of that instrument. We said futures is, a contract to buy a particular instrument at a specific period of time or a specific date in the future, and we said they are designed to expire. That's why for those of us that have been trading on BitMEX, you hear something like the BitMEX, the Bitcoin weekly futures contract is expiring on in 2 days time. All right, that's actually the futures. It expires, but perpetuals do not expire, and that's why you would never hear that Earth's perpetual feature is expiring. Okay, when you take a BTC PEP trade, you are not holding BTC. What you have for those of you that have registered, you notice that what you have in your account is USD, isn't it? Is my voice clear enough?
Yes.
What you are having in your account is USD. But with that USD, you are able to trade BTC even without holding or owning BTC. That is the function of the perpetuals. That's the function of the futures. But we are saying the difference is that one expires and the other doesn't expire. I hope that's clear enough. And then the next thing we try to talk about is the just hold on, let me look at the long versus short. Long versus short. Before we can understand what long versus short means, okay, let's talk about margin versus leverage. Let's talk about margin versus leverage. Now, I mentioned something before. I said, for those of us who have or are forex traders, you know that your MT4 account is actually a margin platform. Okay, it's actually a margin platform. What do I mean by a margin platform? It's a platform where you are able to trade more than the equity you already have in your account. That's why it is possible that I borrow money from the exchange. So if I am having just, let's say, $1,000, I'm able to trade up to $10,000 worth of a position. Why? Because I'm trading on a margin account. Now, these things are alien to cryptos. They are not supposed to be there because normally cryptos are is a spot ecosystem. But for us to be able to enjoy what the Forex guys enjoy, we now have these perpetuals, these futures coming in, and that has created the margin ecosystem for us, okay? I don't want to use paper definition. I'm trying to bring it home so that everybody understands what each concept means. Okay, and then so when we talk about leverage, leverage is your accounts or position multiplier, or you're buying. Okay, let me say margin. You could see margin as your buying power, but leverage is your position multiplier. What do I mean by position multiplier? Now, if you sometimes hear us saying something like, I'm on a 10x position, or I am on a 5x leverage, or I'm on a 60x leverage like Nero. Now, why does he use 60x leverage? It's because he wants to use a small amount of money and then borrow money from the exchange to trade a bigger position. I don't know if that's clear. You have just $60, but you want to trade with $600. You can do that by using a 10x leverage. When you hear of 10x leverage, it means you are multiplying the position by what? 10. If it is a 5x leverage, you're multiplying it by 5. And if it is a 3x leverage, you're multiplying it by 3. Now, if I have tutored you or you have tutored yourself, however, you would know that it is very wrong for you to go above 10x leverage if you do not know what you're doing. In fact, as a rule, you're supposed to stay between 2 to 5x leverage. Anything beyond that, then you are a pro. So if you're not a pro, then you shouldn't go beyond the 5x leverage. I'm going to explain why you should not go beyond the 5x leverage. So for those of you who have just $100 in your account and you're just wondering, this $100 is small. What it therefore means is that with that $100, you could trade as if you are trading with $1,000. If I were to take a 10x position with $100 accounts, it means I'm trading with $1,000. Now, what that means is that for every percentage rise or fall in that instrument, you are going to get, it's going to be multiplied by the leverage you have. What I'm trying to say is, if, for example, you were trading the Bitcoin pair, and then Bitcoin were to fall by 1%, if you were selling Bitcoin, it means, let's say you were trading with 10x leverage. What that means is that instead of seeing 1% decrease, you're going to be seeing 10% decrease. If you were, let's say Bitcoin has fallen by 5% in one day, or it has gone up by 10% in one day, normally, if I had just $1,000 in my account, I'd be seeing $1,100. Why? Because Bitcoin has climbed by 10%. But if I were trading, if I were, buying Bitcoin with 10x leverage and I had $1,000, since Bitcoin has increased by 10%, it means I'm going to be seeing 100% in my account. That is, I'm going to earn $1,000 when the average trader is earning how much? $100. Now, it's not just about the juicy parts. There's also the downside. Now, what's the downside? Well, if the position were to go against me, and unfortunately, I was so overconfident that I did not use stop loss. What that means is that when the position falls, goes the opposite direction, I'm also going to see the same multiplication effects against me. And so if Bitcoin were to fall by, rise by 10%, but I was in the opposite direction, I'd be losing 100%. I don't know if that's clear.
Yes.
I want to assume that's clear.
Yeah.
Now, one very important thing I want to talk about later on would be the difference between the cross margin and isolated margin, or cross leverage and isolated leverage, however you want to put it. Okay, so when we talk about longs and shorts, sometimes we hear the amount of the volume of longs liquidated in the last hour was so and so billion USD. The longs is a term we use when you're trading on a margin account. You don't buy or sell. What you do is you long and short. It's just like saying, it's just a terminology for buying and selling. But buying and selling, you do not apply leverage. But when once leverage is applied, then it's no longer buy and sell. It's now long and short. I hope that's clear too. If that's clear, we'll talk about the liquidation price. I'm going to
repeat it again, please.
I said we usually hear us talk about longs and shorts. Okay, we usually talk about longs and shorts. Longs and shorts, or when I say long a position, or when somebody says long so and so pair, long the X perpetual pair, or shorts the neo pair, what it means is sell or buy. But I'm saying that for sports traders, you only have buy and sell. But on a margin trading platform, you no longer have buy and sell. What you have is long and short. It's just the terminology that differs. It's just telling the person listening to you that if I'm longing, then it means this person is trading with leverage. If I'm buying, I am not trading with leverage. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
I need your responses to be able to move on. Is that okay? I hope I was clear enough.
Yes, it's
Yes.
clear. It's very
Okay,
good.
good.
Clear.
Now, the liquidation price. Let me explain what the liquidation price is. Please pay attention.
Yes, very.
If I were to take a spot position, there is nothing like liquidation price. Why? Because if I were to buy a position and it goes against me, it means after a period of time, whenever that asset is ready to reverse in my favor, it can always reverse, and I will never lose my account. It will only reduce in its dollar value, but over time, when the asset begins to appreciate back, there's the possibility that it will get to my original amount. Understand? It will get to my original amount, and then I'll eventually be in profit if it continues to go in my favor. That is the usefulness of the spot trading account. Now, but if you're trading on the margin, the fact that I am borrowing money from the exchange and I'm using leverage to trade and I'm trying to maximize gains, it comes at a risk. That risk is what we call the collateral. If you have $1,000 in your account, you are actually risking that $1,000, which is your collateral, to trade more. Now, if I have $1,000 in my account, the maximum amount of dollars I can trade with depends on the leverage. I'm going to show you something shortly in my screen now. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Can you see this? Can you see this maximum account leverage?
Yes, yes.
Now, this maximum account leverage determines the maximum amount of money you can ever trade with based on your account size. Now, for example, look at this. On this particular account, I created this account specially for this class. You'd see that what I have here is $299, right? What that means is the maximum amount of position I can take depends on this leverage. Now you see that my maximum account leverage is on what? 10x. So that means the maximum amount of dollars I can trade with is how much? $2,999. But I don't have $2,999. But I can trade that amount. Why can I trade that amount? Because I am borrowing from the exchange at 10 times the amount in my account. I don't know if that's clear. Now, if I were to, let's say, this is at $300 down, so that means I can trade with the maximum of how much? $3,000. If this were to be at 5x, then it would be 300 times 5. That means the maximum amount of money I can trade with is how much? $1,500. But if it's at 10x, then it is $3,000. If it is at 20x, then I can trade with $6,000. If it is at 100x, I can trade with how much? How much? 100 times 300, $30,000. That's what it means. But it's not just all about, oh, I can borrow money from the exchange and maximize my profit. It comes at a cost. What is that cost? It is your collateral. Because, you know, the exchange is deducting from you as you're losing. So if I were, for example, look at this position now, look at this current position I'm in. This is FLM PEP trade. You can see I'm on long, okay? Now, ideally, this trade is taken with, look at this. The position size is how much? Okay, sorry. The notional size is $397. But I did not trade it with $397. I traded this with about $4. No, $40 actually. I traded this with $40. So that means I'm using 10x leverage. So my $40 will now be how much? $400. So you're supposed to be seeing $400 under the notional size. But why is it not $400? Because the current PNL, the profit and loss, is at minus $2.9. Are you getting it? That is why the notional size has reduced.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Now, if this were to go back to 0.00, you would see the notional size would be at $400. Normally, look at this. I'm clicking this to see my, hold on. Now, I am on a minus 7.28%. But this FLM PEP has not moved by minus 7.28%. Are you getting it? It has only moved by minus 0.728%, less than 1%. But because it is 10x leverage, that is why, you know, it is multiplying my losses by what? Times 10. And I'm now having what?
By 10.
7.2 minus 7.28%. Now, quickly, I'm going to show you something again. There is something on FTX called the sub account. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Sub account. Down. Hold on whilst the sub account loads. Okay, this is it. Now look at this. I created two different sub accounts. Now, when I wanted to buy into front 2 days ago, I had to create this sub account because I wanted to use this for this class. Now, on this long-term margin, okay, let's see what we have there. Sub account, long-term margin, okay. Now this is what we have. This has reduced drastically. Okay, you can see I am on a cream pep long position. Okay, I'm on a cream pep long position. Just before I began this class, this was at over close to $300. Now let me explain something. You can see the notional size is how much? $3,162. But did I trade this with that amount? No.
No.
My 10x leverage shows that if you divide this by 10, you would know the amount I used in trading this. Ideally, I traded this with just $300. 300. Now,
$300 per.
yes, no, not $300 plus. It was actually $300. 300. Now, because I have been profit, no, I traded this with $300. Because I am in profit, it is adding the profit and loss to this notional size.
Oh, okay, now I understand.
Are you getting it? It is adding this profit and loss to the notional size. That is why it is increasing. If this profit and loss were to go to 0.00, the notional size would be $3,000. Are you getting it?
The profit.
Are you getting it? I hope that's clear.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
I mentioned something about the estimated liquidation price. This is the liquidation price. The liquidation price means that if this asset were to start falling and the price were to get to 53.93, now you know that. Look at this down. If I were to close this trade the way it is, I would be seeing $760 in this account. And now the free collateral is the amount of money that is available for me to take new positions. This account, this particular trade is being managed by what we call margin. Now the margin is actually the amount I used to take the position, which is $300. So when you minus $300 from what you're seeing here, you're having this free collateral. Are you getting it? That means I can take a position with $445. Sorry, my network cut me out. I hope I'm still being heard clearly.
Yes, you are now. You went off, but you are back now.
Okay. You are still seeing my screen, right?
No.
No, you have to share your screen.
You can see the screen now.
Yes, we can.
Yes, it's back now.
Okay. Now, whenever you are taking a position, always look at this free collateral. Some of you take positions until you no longer have a free collateral. Sometimes you take a position and you're left with just $100. What it means is that if that position were to go against you, as it is going against you, let's say I were to trade with, this is like $755 totally now. So if I were to see maybe my free collateral is $57, it means I've actually traded with $700. What it means is that if the market were to go against me by 100%, I'll be seeing minus $700. But I have only $55 left here. $55, how long does it take for the system to clear $55? Are you getting it? So you need enough free collateral. Now, if you had $1,000 as your total collateral and you took a position with $500, your free collateral will be how much? $500. But as the position goes against you, they will keep deducting from this your free collateral, until when it gets to zero. That means the price will keep going down until it gets to your estimated liquidation price. If the price of cream were to fall to 53.92, it means I would liquidate. What I mean by liquidate means that I would lose all of this money in this account. Are you getting it? I would lose all of the money obtainable in this account. Now, I want to explain something very important again. This leverage, can you see leverage here? It is at 4.15x, but my leverage is at 10x. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think after this, I'll still have to
Yes.
explain how to calculate this leverage on the WhatsApp platform. Look at this now. I'm trading with 10x. I'm trading with what? 10x. Now, if I were to take positions and this leverage were to get to, let's say, 5x, okay, let's say we're to get to 5x, what it means is that I've actually taken 50% of this my 10x position. Just hold on a minute. I'm coming.
Let's mute our mics, please. Please mute your mic.
Can you mute your mic, please?
Yeti baby, off your mic now.
This Yeti is the one making this noise.
Hello?
Mr. Winston, please continue.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we can.
I hear you.
Okay, so where was I? I was here. I said you are seeing leverage here is 4.13x, but the leverage, the maximum account leverage is at 10x. Is it not so? So how do I get this 4.13x? I hope you're hearing me.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Now,
Yes, we are.
this, you have to pay attention to this particular leverage. Why? Because in as much as I'm trading with 10x leverage, the idea is I shouldn't go beyond 60% of this 10x leverage. It should not go beyond it. Now, if I have $1,000 in this account and I'm trading with $500 on 10x leverage, for me to get this leverage, it is going to be what? 500 divided by the 1,000 in my account. No, 500 is the amount I want to use for the position. 1,000 is the amount I have in the account. So 500 over 1,000 times 10. Are you getting it? That would give me the leverage here. I don't know if that's clear.
No.
What I'm saying is, if I have, listen, I have $1,000 in my account, okay? But I took a position with $500 on 10x leverage, Now, I need to know what percentage of that 10x leverage am I actually trading with? Are you getting it? I need to know what percentage of that 10x leverage am I trading with? Because that determines how many percentage of my account am I trading. How many percentage of my account am I trading? The fact that I'm trading with 10x leverage does not mean I'm trading with 10% of my account. I hope you know that.
Yes.
So how do I ensure that I'm trading with just 10% of my account? Let's say this total collateral were to be 1,000. 10% of my account will be how much? $100. Is it not? So it will now be 100. Yes, it will now be 100 over 1,000. Okay? 100 over 1,000. That would be what? 0.1. 0.1 times this 10. No, 100 over 1,000 is 0.1 now. 0.1 times this 10 will now be what? It will be showing what here? 0.1. It means I'm trading with 10% of my account, because that one times this 10 is 10%. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now, as it is, I am trading with over 42% of my account. I am trading with over 42% of this account. Now, look at it. I took a position with, let's call it $300 out of, this was actually a $600 account. I actually funded $600 here. So let's say you had $600 here, and you took a position with $300. So do the math for me. 300 over 600. Somebody calculate that. 300 over 600. How many is that?
0.5.
Times this 10x leverage.
That's 5x.
So I'm going to be seeing this leverage as what? 5x. But why is it not 5x here? Because I am in profits. So it is adding to this total collateral. So if I want to really get this particular leverage now, it will be what? 300 over 746. You know, before you were doing 300 over 600 because that's the amount I funded. But now, since I am in profit, it's now be 300 over 746. Do that. 300 over 746. Do 300 over 746.
So now, I have a couple of
300 over 746.
0.4.
0.4 times 10.
4x.
That's 4.
He didn't give me the correct figure. He didn't give me this correct figure. 300 over 746. 0.402 times 10.
Yeah, 4.02.
4.02. Okay. So that's like saying you can look at the leverage now. This is 4.2x.
Yeah.
You see how the calculation is done. Now this is fluctuating because this value here is also fluctuating. Are you getting it? The value here is also fluctuating. It's not steady. Now, you must make sure that you don't go beyond 6x in this leverage. This one now is for your account management, for what is it called? Risk management. Okay, so let's not go there. I just want to assume you already know that that's not why we are here. We are trying to explain what margin trading is and how it works on FTX. Now, let me explain what isolated margin and cross margin means.
Good. Okay.
Let me
Will
explain
you
what.
take questions or later?
I'll give you time to ask questions. Isolated margin means that if you are on Binance, for example, you know we have isolated margin. That isolated margin, if I decide to trade with just $100, it means that if I am to be liquidated, it's only $100 I will lose from my account.
Yeah.
Now, with the cross margin feature, it means if I am taking a position with $100 out of this $743, if I am liquidated, I am losing the entire $743. I am not losing just $100 because it is cross in that it is employing the entire account to service that position. Is that clear?
Clear.
I will tell you the usefulness, the beautiful part. You may feel like, oh, if I take a position with $100, I should lose maximum of just $100. Yes, it can also work. How do you do it? You set your stop loss to fit. But this is why, you know, the cross margin feature is juicy. Sometimes the position is going against you. So let's say this trade were to be going against me now. I can fund my account more. And when I fund my account, it will now be making use of that extra collateral I added, you know, to maintain that position until I am back up in profit. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Please, someone should come. Okay, so no, not you. I wasn't talking to you. Okay, we've discussed the cross margin and the isolated margin, but you know sometimes we still want to use isolated margin because we want to limit our exposure to just the amount we are trading with. In that instance, that is where this feature comes in, the sub account feature. The FTX sub account feature means I can have multiple accounts inside this one. This is actually my third FTX account, but inside this one, I'm having 3 accounts inside it. Okay, so I'm using this one. The funds I want to use to buy fronts, the fronts, for those of us that saw when I dropped the call to buy fronts, I actually use this to buy fronts. I sent funds here and bought fronts there. Okay, so that is why if I click on this one, you are not going to see, you're not seeing any open order here because front is not what is it called? It's not a perpetual, it's not a futures pair. Okay, so you won't see anything under here. You're not seeing anything under these positions. You know, it's the same thing here. You're not seeing any total collateral here because I am not margin trading here. The only way for you to see what I have here is, since I bought on spot, okay, if I were to click on just hold on. Okay, let me go to my wallet. Okay, now I've clicked on, you can see the front tokens I have here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, now back to the margin side, you can see that there's no collateral here because I've used all the collateral to buy what? Front. I've used all the collateral to buy front. So now I'm going to deposit more funds to buy that front more, and it will still keep adding to the number of front I have without collateral. The collateral means free USD that you can use to do anything. But I don't have free USD in this particular sub account because I've used everything to buy fronts, and it is not going to show here, which is why I am seeing that I have low USD collateral. Now, out of this particular sub account, I go back to the first sub account or the main account itself, the main account for this particular account. Now you can see that here I have a total collateral of how much? $300. Can you see it?
Yes.
I have a total collateral of $300. Now let's look at this. I traded this position with about $40. Okay. Now 40 over 300. 40 over 300, 1.3, right? You're not following. You're not doing the math. Times 10.
Yeah,
I'm still on
0.13.
I'm still on 10x leverage. So times 10, I'm having 1.3. You can see that. Now this smaller 2 is because this is fluctuating. You know, we did not consider this. We did not consider the fact that this is not actually 40. This is 396. Okay. And this is 396. It is less than 400. Why? Because of this profit and loss. Because of this profit and loss. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. If you want to get this exact figure here, then do this. 396.11 divided by 300.67. That is the notional size. The notional size is the actual position size multiplied by your leverage. Okay, that will give you this notional size. You remember for cream, this was reading about $3,000 plus because I was trading with how much there? $300. But here it is reading just $396 because I traded with just $40. Now do 396.11 divided by 300.67. You're going to have 1.317. So, yes, so multiply that by 10. You have 396.11 divided by 300. That is what? 1.32. Okay. That's why I'm having the leverage is now what? It is 1.32.
1.32.
Huh? That should be 1.32, right? Or 30.
Yeah.
1.32, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it shouldn't go beyond 6x. We said that it shouldn't go beyond 6x. It shouldn't go beyond 6x. Now, this is good account management because if you want to look at it, it's as if I'm trading, just 13% of my account here. 40 over 300 times 100 will give you 13.3. So I'm trading just 13.3% of my account, and that is good account management. Now I took this one like this for you to see. Then I took the cream with over 50% of what I funded there for you to see. Okay? That cream trade, I actually took it across the 3 FTX accounts I have. Actually took across the entire 3 accounts. But I left 2. I closed the other one earlier when I asked those of you in my Signal forum to close. Then I left 2, one for the purpose of this class and one for myself. Okay. Now, I hope all I've explained is clear. Let me quickly explain the limits and how to take a position. Let's take a position. Now, I want to trade with $200. I want to take a trade with $200. And this is Bitcoin Pep. Are you following?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to take a trade with $200. Listen, no, very important, because the other day somebody took a trade. He was seeing over 80% profit. But when he contacted me, he said his account is not growing. And he was asking, why am I on 80% profit, but my account is not growing? Only for me to discover that he took the position with $20, thinking he took it with $200. Now, this is where the problem came from. If my account is on 10x and I want to trade with $200, it will be what? 200 times 10. So the amount of USD I'm inputting here will be 2,000 USD. 2,000. But you know, once I inputted this 2,000, it is already showing me that I'm trading with 6.65x. And I said you shouldn't go beyond 6x.
Yeah.
You should not do that unless you know what you're doing. Except you are people like KNC and people like Nero that you know what you're doing. That's when you can do this, you know. But it's not nice for you to do that. So if I put $2,000 here, it means I'm trading with what? 2,000 divided by 10. I'm trading with $200. Okay. Now, if I put my limit order here means I want to buy or sell at a future price. If I remove this to market order, I want to buy instantaneously. Or I want to sell instantaneously. So you could use this to put your stop orders. You could use the trailing stop. You could use this for your take profits, or you use this to put your take profits. Now, if I don't want to use any of these orders to put my take profits, let me show you something. You know, we are on FLM PEB long trade. If I wanted to close this position, you know, I wanted to take profits, what I would do is this, assuming I don't want to use this take profit or take profit limit. Okay, let's look at this. How do I take this thing away? Okay. We are on FLM. This is it, FLM. Okay. I clicked on it, so I'm going to be seeing FLM now. The chart will now be FLM chart, as you can see. So if I come here, I want to close the trade. You know that I'm longing, right? I'm longing, Abby. So for me to close it, I have to sell the exact position size, the exact number of FLM tokens. I'm longing. For you, if you are buying, how do you take profit? You sell. If you are selling, how do you take profit? You buy. Now, this is 1941.7. I will just come here. Because I'm buying, I want to close it. I'll go to sell. Now, if I click on close position, it is going to tell me 100% close position and fill in this amount for me automatically. Compare this amount of FLM, 1941.7. Compare it to what you're seeing here, 1941.7 FLM. Are you seeing it? So the market is telling me that if I were to sell this exact number of FLM tokens that I bought, you know, the value is 397 USD because I am losing over 3.88 USD. If you add this to this one, it will now be $400, $400, and that will be the $40 I traded with. Are you getting it? And then you click on sell. Now, this thing is put on reduce. Why is it reducing? Because this order is sent to reduce this position to 0. It is a reducing position. If I were to put it on post, it can't even be on post, but if you were to put it on post, it means you want to post the order. You want to take a new position. For you to take a fresh position, it will be on posts. Okay? Meanwhile, if I want to close it, your stop loss, your take profit orders, they are all reduced only. They are reduced orders because they are reducing your position. Stop loss reduces your position. That is, it takes away your position. If you were having 5 BTC position, it takes to 0. The same thing with your stop loss and your take profits. I hope the margin trading thing is clear now. I hope it is clear. We've talked about longs versus shorts. We talked about margin versus leverage, liquidation price, placing orders, stop loss, take profit, limit orders, market orders. We've done all of that. Now, take note that for those of you who complain about paying funding fees, you see, when you are trading margin trades, you are either paying funding fee or you are being paid funding fee. You are paying funding fee when you are trading with market orders. That is why you notice that sometimes when you want to close your position, your profit would reduce because you're paying funding fee. Because there are many factors that constitute to why your profit reduces. But one of them is that you're paying funding fee. Now, if I am trading with limit orders, let's say I placed my position with a limit order and I'm closing that position with a limit order, I will not pay funding fee. Instead, I will be paid funding fee by those who were using market orders. The best way for you to trade is via the use of limit orders. Are you getting it? The best practice is to use limit orders, but sometimes when the market is so erratic and we don't know what is happening, people could just use the market orders. There's no crime about that. But we are just saying, in fact, somebody was complaining. I remember when Kensi was talking about it this morning, he said Binance charges him so much for the funding fees. But I showed you my funding fee. It wasn't for this account anyway, it was for another account. I showed him the funding fee and they were very small funding fees. Now, spot trading versus futures trading, by now I expect you to have understood it. Spot trading does not involve the use of all this risk. It does not carry all of this risk. There's no margin, there's no leverage. It's just buy front USD, buy nulls, buy cover on spot. You just go click your... Now, let's say I wanted to buy something on spot on FTX. If I want to buy something on spot on FTX, let's say I wanted to buy something like NEO. I typed in NEO. You're seeing I'm having NEO PEP. If you see anything perpetual, it means that thing, that particular instrument is a future. It is a future pair. It is a future pair. You cannot click on NeoPep and go and buy it on spot. You can't buy this on spot. NeoPep is not traded on spot. I don't know if that's clear. NeoPep, anything perpetual, you cannot trade it on spot. Same thing as this Neo 1225. Neo 1225 is a move contract. It is a contract. I'm going to explain that later on. So I'm saying, because there's no Neo pair on FTX via spot, that is why it is not listed here. But let us see something. Let's say I wanted to buy XRP. I wanted to buy XRP on spot. Now I type in XRP and I'm having all the pairs, I'm having all the XRP pairs. I'm seeing XRP pair. This is the futures pair. If I were to trade this perpetual pair, it means I want to long or short. I'm using margin and leverage. This is also the same thing. This is the move for XRP, the contracts. This and these are the contracts. We're going to look at that soon. XRP USD. This one now, anything slash USD or slash, yes, anything slash USD or slash USDT. There is no what. It is not a futures pair. It is spot pair. Spot. Now, I'm going to come back to this. When you see XRP bear or any pair bear or bull or half or hedge, see, these pairs, this bull and bear means leverage tokens. That takes us to what is the difference between leverage tokens and futures pairs or futures tokens. You know, for futures pairs, for these perpetual pairs, if I were to take a trade, I determine the maximum amount of leverage I'm supposed to use. Is it not? Because I can set my maximum account leverage to 101. If I know that I'm that good, I can take it to 101. But for leverage tokens, it is fixed. It is fixed. Now, if you were to trade the XRP bear trade, okay? If I were to take the XRP bear trade, now look at this. This is it. XRP short XRP token, XRP beer. It's as if I'm saying I want to short XRP. But this one has the maximum leverage for it is 3x. That's why you're seeing 3x. I cannot do 5x on this 3x. Are you getting me? I cannot do 5x on this 3x. I cannot do 10x on this 3x. That is why it is leverage tokens. They already made it to be fixed. 3x. Sometimes you see 5x, so and so pair. It means maximum leverage for that one is 5x. You cannot edit it. If you want the pair that you can edit, then you now go to maybe XRP PEP and then shift that your leverage, your maximum account leverage to fit what you want. Notice that when I came here, when I clicked on that XRP bear trade, the 3x, there's no place for maximum account leverage anymore. Can you see it? There's no more space for maximum account leverage anymore because you are not supposed to influence the leverage for that pair. The maximum allowed leverage for it is 3x. I don't know if you're getting me. That's the maximum amount, maximum leverage for the XRP bear trade. The same thing as the XRP bull. The XRP bull. Now it means if I click it, I want to trade the XRP pair. I want to long it with 3x leverage. Again, it is not editable. 3x long XRP token, XRP bull. So when you see it, sometimes you look at some pairs, you see 5x, you see 3x, you choose. Now, I think I'm done with all of that. So let me just explain the FTX exchange again. When you log into your account, you're going to see, you click on this hamburger menu, I'm going to see all the markets listed. Okay, you could come here and search on the type of markets you want. So let's say I wanted new, I could just come here and type new. All new market pairs comes out. Did you see that? Did you see that? Hello? Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now that is under futures. See this thing, this tab is under futures. That's why you are seeing all of these pairs. And notice that all of them have perpetual. Everything has perpetuals. Okay. These ones that do not have perpetuals are look at this. You can see Bitcoin 1225. This one doesn't have perpetual. This is a move contract. I'm coming to this shortly. I'm coming to those ones shortly. Now look at spot. If I click on spot, you see these ones do not have anything perpetual. It's normal USD and USDT. You can see Link, FTT, XRP, and the rest. Okay. You could also search for the pair you want. And if I come to stocks, this is where FTX is innovative. Normally, if I wanted to trade the US stocks like Tesla, Google, Facebook, what have you, you understand? I do that on Forex. You know, we have a platform, we have our own platform for trading stocks. But in crypto, there's nothing like stocks. But this is what FTX did. They know that some of us love trading US stocks. I remember on Coin to Freedom group when somebody one day asked and said, how does he trade US stocks? Now, these FTX have solved that problem. They've solved that dilemma. All you need to do is to come to stocks. When you click on stocks, you're going to be seeing several listed stocks. Look at Facebook stock here. This is Tesla. This is Airbnb. Are you getting it? So many of them. This is Apple. This is Amazon. You know, this is still Apple. There are many of them here that, you know, I don't even know. There are so many. There are so many. FTX, this is Netflix. This is Netflix. That's Netflix. This is Google. You can see that. This is Google. You know, a lot of US stocks are listed here. So many of them. So you see, there are so many pairs you can trade. If you're tired of the perpetual pairs, come to stocks, do your analysis and take the position. Even what is this company called? Zoom. Their stock is here. It's listed here. Okay, so I hope that one is clear. This FTX is the first exchange to launch the tokenized stocks trading. Bittrex are the second people to do it, and they did it after FTX did it. You know, so that's why I tell you that FTX is actually very innovative. Okay, very innovative. This thing will lead lots of stock market traders to come to FTX. Now let's look at leverage tokens. I just explained leverage tokens. We said these ones have a maximum already predetermined leverage that you can use for all of them. So the bull USD, if I were to click it, if I were to click the bull USD, I'm going to see the maximum allowed leverage for it. I just clicked it. Bull USD is actually for Bitcoin. That's why you're seeing this Bitcoin chart again. Okay, so you can see 3x long Bitcoin token. Bull 3x. That's the maximum for it. I cannot edit my maximum allowed leverage here. I cannot edit it. Why can't I edit it? Because this is a leverage token. It is already fixed at 3x. I hope that one is clear. Now back to this. Just follow me as I explain all these FTX features. It's very interesting. Now look at this. Volatility. Eze, I don't know if you're still on the Zoom class. For those of us that trade volatility pairs on volatility indexes, now we have our own sort of volatility indexes on cryptos. And again, these guys are still the first to implement it. Now, this is what we have. Look at this. We have BTC Move Week. This is BTC's weekly move contract. Okay. This is BTC 2021 first quarter move. You guys don't know what is happening. You don't know what is happening. Now I'm going to explain what is happening. You don't know what is happening. Accept it that you don't know what is happening. This is BTC Move 2020 fourth quarter of this year. This is BTC Move 2021 second quarter of this year. What this means is that since I already know, I know that from January, February, March, what do you think will happen to Bitcoin? The price is going to go, like it will go up or it will go down. I don't care. But since I know that there will be a lot of volatility in the market, whether it is going to go up or it is going to go down, what do you think I'm going to do 1st of January next year? I will long Bitcoin move for 2021 Q1. This contract you're seeing, this thing you're seeing, I will long it. Because I know that the market is going to move and in either direction, whether up or down. It's just to create one sub account, create a single sub account, and then fund it and long this BTC move first quarter of 2021. Why will I long it? Because I know that BTC will move like a fool. If it likes, let it. We already know that it's going to 30,000. That one is undisputed. You cannot dispute it. Argue at your own peril. If it goes to 30,000, if it goes to $0, if it goes to 1,000, it doesn't concern you. All you know is that there will be a massive movement first quarter of next year. Since you already know, what do? You come here, BTC moves 2021 first quarter and long it. So whether Bitcoin drops massively or Bitcoin moves massively, you are in profits. Now, if let's say I am betting that by first quarter of next year that the market will not be volatile. You know, this is volatility now. Abi, we are on volatility. If I say the market is not going to be volatile, that the market is going to consolidate, you know, the price will not be much. It will just be fluctuating. What will I do? I will then short this move contract 2021. But I'm telling you that first quarter of next year, Bitcoin, it will give us movement. It will give us movement, whether up or down. But now I'm not supposed to be bothered about what direction is it going to move. Since I don't want to be bothered about what will I now do, I will now long this move contract. This is an innovation from FTX. Again, for those of you who saw when I predicted that this week is the week when Bitcoin was going to move massively to $22K, okay? Now, if somebody already knows, sometimes you hear me say, this week, I'll tell you, okay, is this week for cake, or is this week for Bitcoin, or this week is for Ethereum? Once you know that, okay, this week there will be a massive movement in the market, you can then go to that particular week's move contract and long it. So if I was expecting a breakout this week, I could create a sub account and long Bitcoin because I know it's going to go up. I long it. I can also go and create another sub account and come long the move contract for that particular week. Are you getting it? For that particular week, you will now long it. When you long it, I think this should be it. I'd confirm that this should be it. So when you long the move contract for that particular week, whether Bitcoin goes up or it comes down, it doesn't concern you. Your one is that since there is volatility, imagine what Bitcoin has done today. How many dollar movement has it moved today? It is also possible that since I know that, it's going to be volatile today, assuming I were to know I was expecting a massive movement today, what you will do, you can also long the Bitcoin move contract for that day without necessarily knowing the direction the market wants to go. I hope all that one is clear. So again, for second quarter of next year, we can long it. If we are anticipating massive movement, we can still long it, But if you're expecting consolidation, we short it. Now, I'm done with volatility. Prediction markets. Sometimes you hear people say FTX is Uncle Sam's casino. You could check it on Google. Just type FTX Uncle Sam's casino. You see it is there. Now, when the US elections was going on, that is when some of these spares were added. We have this Trump go USD and Trump stay USD. In fact, I think there were other pairs. There was a pair that we used to predict whether Trump is going to win the election. I think it's the same thing. Whether Trump is going to go up, Trump is going to stay. The fundamentals were just moving these two tokens up and down. Is Trump going, is Trump staying? So if you thought Trump is going to stay, you will now long Trump. If you thought Trump is going to stay, you will now long Trump stay. If you thought Trump is going to go, then you will now long Trump go. Are you getting it? So, like, people that long Trump go USD, they won. Why? Because Trump actually lost the election. Okay. Now that's for prediction markets. Now fiat, you have USDT. There's USDT PEP. There's Stripe. There is list of other fiat pairs. The good news is that FTX has actually been working on implementing the Nigerian Naira feature, just like Binance, so that you can actually withdraw directly to your account and fund directly to your account. And I am giving you insider info now that early next year, we are hopefully going to launch into 2021 with that feature, so that you can fund directly from your bank account and you can withdraw directly to your bank account. There are certain things that we are going to try to be, to improve on as far as that feature is concerned, but I won't discuss that now. Then apart from that, look at this, FTT. What is FTT? What is FTT? Some of you would remember when we saw Binance coin at around $4. Are you with me? We saw Binance BNB at $4 or so. Now,
Yes.
we missed, some of us bought it at $4, but then maybe at 100, maybe at $8, we sold it. Why did we sell it? Because we thought it was done. But look at where Binance has gotten to be. In fact, it was even less than $4. We saw it at less than $4. Look at where Binance, BNB, look at the price of BNB today. Imagine holding BNB for that long. Now, the good part is that FTX, I and a few other people are predicting that FTX is going to overpower Binance. It may sound untrue, it may sound too far-fetched. But when Binance came, this was how we also predicted that Binance was going to overthrow Bittrex. When Bittrex came, we also predicted it was going to overthrow Poloniex. The same thing is happening again. It will not be today, but eventually, into next year, a lot of things will happen. And I'm betting huge on FTX. Now, the FTX indigenous token, just like Binance, is actually my savings. I'll explain why it is my savings.
Wow.
FTT, look at this. This is FTT USD. So for these accounts, there's no FTT here, okay? Now this is FTT. FTT is Binance indigenous token, okay? It is Binance own coin. Are you getting it? It is the coin for the Binance ecosystem. Sorry, for the FTX ecosystem. What did you notice about this FTT coin? There
It
is
is
a
right.
steady rise. If you compare it to BNB, you see the same thing, and this will outperform BNB. There is a steady increment. This was around $1.13 when they started this. Okay, hold on. This was at around October 2019 last year. This was around $1 point something. But look at it now at $5. There is a steady increment in this thing. What I do is I try as much as possible. Once I close my trade for that week, I buy FTT tokens. No matter how small, I buy FTT. So long as I'm profitable for that week, once I close my trade, I buy FTT tokens and I keep it. And I'm holding it for long term. Because this coin that is $5 today is like seeing BNB at $5. It will still go to $50, and that will be times 10. So for those of us that have been buying it since maybe around $3, we're expecting it to go up. You understand? So I'm showing you one coin now, one exchange token now that you can keep betting on that. Given time, it is one of the surest investments. Given time, this thing will continue to appreciate. With all the, what did you say?
100% correct.
Okay, so let me add these people. So for those of us that feels that Binance is actually expensive, that BNB is actually expensive to buy at this point, people like me, I don't like buying the market when it is high. So what will I do? I would simply look at this. Look at this BTC move. Look at this move contract. I think I sent it to this coin trading group on 17th when the market pumped. You were seeing BTC move contract at 250%. 250%. Somebody who longed that pair would have been seeing over 2,500% on that day. Let's just leave it. Now back to this FTT token. You can see that it just recently, in fact, today was when it got to its all-time high. Today was when it got to its all-time high. Right now. Today was when this coin got to its all-time high. Okay.
About $6.
No, $5. 5 points is not. It's not even up to $1. It's just $5. I want to show you this. Today it got to its all-time high. You know, its all-time high today at $5.09. See, look at the steady growth. Just look at this. Just look at from 2019. Look at the steady growth that's been making.
1 year.
1 year that's done times 5. Look at the steady growth. 1 million just turned to 5 million in 1 year.
Ew.
And so, okay, let's continue. We're done with that. Okay, look at this. If you wanted to, sorry, let me get.
Sorry, boss. Thank you.
Let me get a perpetual pair. So back to futures. Let's use BTC pair. You see this calculator now, and I just clicked on calculator. Did you see that? This is it. I just clicked on the calculator. This calculator is giving me, I can place my entry order, the price I want to enter. You know, I will place, you know, you want to place a position. You want to, I explained something about placing a trade and closing a trade or reducing a trade. Now, this is the market I want to trade. I want to either limit or market order. So let's say I'm on limit order. Since I am on limit order, then how much do I want to trade this pair? No, sorry. Yeah. Entry price. Entry price, okay? So I'll put the price I want to trade this coin here. What price? What's the price now? 23,000. So I'm having 23,974. Now you can see place is ticked for it because I'm placing the order. For my take profit, after I've taken the trade, now I want to take profit. Just hold on. I want to take profits, okay? I want to take profits. If I'm taking profit, it means I'm reducing my position, is it not? That's why I'm having reduced here. That's why I'm having reduced here, because I want to take profits. Stop loss is also a reduced order because I want to reduce my order. Are you getting it? I don't know if you guys are following.
We are following you closely.
Okay. Okay. Now.
Yes, you're following.
Okay. I think.
But we have questions, so.
I know. Just hold on. You'd ask them. I'm almost done. So here you can see GRT. For those of us that knows about GRT, it has just been recently listed here. That's why you're seeing new. You know GRT now, the coin that pumped like a fool. Was it yesterday? Is it GRT? Yes, GRT now.
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, it pumped like a fool. It has just been listed here. You can see FTX, they are really trying. You could see it. It's just newly listed. Then President, this is for the prediction market, So this is Trump go, Trump stay, the rest. These are the new stocks we're having here. The new stocks, your future spares. If you click here, you get all your future spares, your spot spares, your stocks, leverage tokens. So you know the difference between futures. This carries leverage. Spots does not carry. Stocks are your US stocks. Leverage tokens are those tokens that have their maximum leverage attached. And volatility are your move contracts. Okay, it determines the volatility of the pairs you want to trade, like Bitcoin. Then your prediction market, your fiat currencies, our Nigerian naira will be added to this. Okay, our Nigerian naira will be. Look at predicted funding rate in 6 minutes. Look at how small it is. 0.003. 0.003. 0.003. But if you were to check this funding rate for other exchanges, my God, you can go do it. You can go check it. Then, I mentioned something in the outline. I said, why FTX? This is why FTX. There is nothing like withdrawal fee on FTX. What I deposit is what I will withdraw if I don't take a trade. Now, my trade fees, my transaction fees are actually very low, very little. There is no maker fee, but there is taker fee. And the maker fee is zero, taker fee is just 0.006 or so. 0.06 or so. Is the lowest across all exchanges. Now, what do I mean by maker fee and taker fee? You are a market maker when you send orders to the order book. How do you send orders to the order book? Via limit orders. Because when you place a limit order, it takes it to the order book. That makes you a market maker. If you are not a market maker, it means you're trading the market with market orders. So you are executing instantaneously. It doesn't get added to the order book. When you trade the market via limit orders, you become a market maker and there are no fees. But when you trade via, instantaneous trading, the market orders, you will become a market taker. And there are fees for it, but it's small compared to, every other exchange. Okay. And then if you click here, you're going to see your positions, open orders. When I say open orders, it could be your stop loss order, it could be your limit orders. Maybe you have trades that you've put placed, but they've not yet clicked. You'll be seeing them here. whether stop loss, whether take profits, whether new positions, you're going to be seeing them. And then your order history, your trade history, your profit and loss, shareable profit and loss. This one you can share it. Your referrals are seeing here, your settings, your sub accounts. And I don't know. This sub account feature, I hope it's very clear. I hope you understand why this sub account feature is very necessary. I could add more sub accounts to this. I think on my main account, I have over 10 sub accounts. I have over 10 sub accounts, 7 to 10, you know. So that is basically how it works. That is basically how FTX works. There are still many other innovations which FTX are still bringing. And I think we've had suggestions for I can't guarantee it anyway, but it's a next year thing. We should be looking at having it next year, where we'll be able to have a demo trading platform for those of you that are relatively new to the system, and then you're still looking for how to test the waters before you eventually go in. And it is because FTX understands the fact that some of us are actually new. That's why 10 of us will be getting tokens. And they've actually asked me to tell you that the purpose of issuing those tokens, they're actually small, but if you convert it to Naira, you're a big boy, $10. If you were to win $10 now and at the rate of 480, that's 4,800, call it 5,000 Naira, just for attending the lecture. Now, FTX has told me that, to tell you that if you were to be part of the 10 lucky people to receive this $10, don't withdraw it to, just withdraw. It is done so that you can fund it, use it to fund your account. They will fund the account with it. So don't withdraw. Just, try to take positions with it, test the features. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's just for you to, it's just an incentive. So the next thing you now do is to deposit more funds and trade from there. I don't know if you're getting me. You can deposit more funds and then withdraw your $10 and then you continue your trade with your deposited funds. But it's not something, let us not give them that impression, oh, we are Nigerians, we're given $10 each and everybody just wants to withdraw the $10. Of course, I've told them that my community is a community of veteran traders. We don't do shady deals. In fact, we are happy for the incentives and we appreciate them. And then some of us have also won gifts. I thought I told you to send me your receiving addresses. We've had the t-shirts. In fact, some of you will still win more gifts. You still get your customized t-shirts, your customized bags. I think I still need people, one more person to win a bag. I think I still have a bag. And then I need people, the moderator of the gifts. I still need people that would win our mouse pad. For those of you that trade with desktop, we have customized mouse pad. I'll be sending across to you. So if you're a winner, you just send me your address at the end of the day after we've collected your information, and then you would get the entire gift. Okay. So please ask your questions.
All right. Thank you very much. My name is I have a forex background, but I'm now also into cryptocurrency. I want to first of all appreciate your depth of knowledge, Winston. To be very honest, you proved to be a worthy ambassador of FTX, and I really appreciate the fact that you could distinguish the new features that FTX has that is an added advantage in comparison to other platforms like Binance, BitMEX, and the rest. I have a few questions, and they are like 4. So I'm just going to ask them the 4 together, then you can respond. 1, I enjoy the volatility feature on FTX. So is it possible, for instance, for me to enter a long trade for a future move on volatility? For instance, the next quarter of next year, can I decide now, even though we are not in that quarter?
Yes.
I can do that. Number 2, if you look at BitMEX, BitMEX does not have this isolated margin feature.
It has.
So, okay, but for FTX, I discovered that it is like the sub-account feature.
Yes, the sub-account is the isolated margin.
Isolated margin. So it's not like there's another tab for isolated margin.
No.
So the sub-account feature is the isolated margin. Okay,
exactly.
Thank you. Number 3, sorry, I'm just taking the floor. Number 3, you mentioned, I enjoyed the part where you talked about sports. Sports is you are buying or you are selling. While when we talk about uh, perpetual and futures or margin trading, we are going to be longing and shorting terminologies, right?
Yes.
However, when you started the class, you first of all try to distinguish between futures and perpetual. So the question is this: is perpetual a future contract or it's a different concept entirely?
It is a futures
That's
contract. It is a futures contract, but the only difference is that futures have expiry dates.
okay.
Like those Bitcoin move contracts, the quarterly contracts, the ones where I'm saying we are supposed to long for the first quarter of next year. It is a futures contract, but it has expiry. It's going to expire. But that is okay, like the ones for the fourth quarter of this year, it's going to expire. You can no longer trade it. Are you getting
Yes.
it? So
Yes.
those ones are futures. Perpetuals are also futures, only that they don't have expiry dates. For example, Bitcoin perpetual pair will always be there infinitely. It will never go away except the world ends. Okay. Ethereum perpetual pair will always be there. That's just the difference. The same thing. It's the same idea. The difference is just one has expiry, the other doesn't have expiry.
Okay. Finally, when you are trading on margin and you did not create a sub account, it means that whatever you have as your balance is also an exposure.
It's exposed,
That
exactly. It's exposed.
it can clear it.
It
If you
can
don't,
clear it if the trade goes against you. It will clear it.
yes.
If it goes
All right.
against you
Thank you.
multiple times.
Thank you very much. Impressive lecture. Thank you.
Come on. Who else has a question? Come on. Come. Who else has a question?
Okay. There's one more I forgot.
Okay. I'm with you.
The FTX coin. Sorry, since nobody's asking now. The FTX coin. If we want to buy it, we'll buy it the same way we do our normal buy and sell, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Who else has a question, please?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, well done for the class. I think you're actually a great teacher. You make things easier to understand. So, but I'm a little bit confused on when it concerns the posting and the reducing when you're trying to place a trade. So when you're placing a
When
trade,
you're
like for the
placing a
first
trade,
time,
yeah, it's on place because you are putting the trade on. Okay. But when you are taking profits, you are reducing a position. You are taking profits for an already existing position. So if
yes, I understand this one.
Okay.
Is actually these are the features when you're trying to sell, right? But the buying aspect is what I want to understand. The posting aspect of it and the reducing. When you click on reduce, if you're trying to buy,
if you're buying for the first time, if you
yes.
can look at my screen, I just clicked on buy. If I am taking the position fresh, it is still a place order because I'm sending that order to the order book. Okay. Now, if I am taking profit means close my position. Is it not? It means close my position. So if I'm closing my position, then it means I'm reducing that position. Take note that if I had a $3,000 position, I can close half of it. I can close 1.5.
Yes.
So that it means I'm reducing the position. If I'm using stop loss, I can decide maybe I was on a $3,000 position and it is going against me by a certain percentage, and I want to reduce my exposure. I could also reduce it by 50%. That is why it is still reduced. Again, if I were to totally reduce it, it's still a reduced order. Who else has a question? I hope that is answered.
Thank you. Yes.
Good evening, sir. I have a question.
Thank you.
Okay.
I really appreciate your time. This is actually the video I've been looking for because since I opened the account, I didn't really understand.
Just go straight to the question.
Okay. The question is advantages of using a sub account, and also how do I fund my account in dollar? I've already funded my SRP account, so but I've not started trading. So I want to.
The advantages of the sub account is, I think we just answered that question with the first person who asked. What is it called? Isolated margin. You don't want all your accounts to be exposed. You want only the amount you're trading with to be exposed. So you are trading with $200. You're saying when this account gets to minus 100%, let me be liquidated. So the system is going to close your position. You're going to lose $200 from your account. That's what isolated margin means. But cross margin, you can have up to minus 200%, minus 300%. The same way you can have up to 200% profit, 300% profit, because it is using your entire collateral in your account. I don't know if you're getting it.
Thank you.
So the sub account is here. You don't have anything like isolated margin. So, but when I look at this, I created a sub account purposely, like I said, for this session. Now, I created a sub account called front. This front account, I only created it and bought some front there. So this account is only for front. I named the front account because I wanted to see that that particular sub account is only for front. Now, I took another one, the main account. The main account has, let's look at $301, as you can see. And then I took a position with it. It means I don't want to lose more than $300. $300 is the maximum amount. Okay, now you know that I traded this thing with $40. If I get minus 100%, I'll be seeing minus $40. Is it not so? If I get minus 200%, I'll be seeing minus $80. If I see minus 300%, I'll be seeing minus $120. It will continue like that until I get to minus $300, and then I'll be liquidated at that point. I hope that is clear. So the sub account thing is for you to be able to, when you say isolated margin, let's say you have your entire account, but then you want to trade with only a fraction of that account. Just want to trade with just 10%, and you don't want to lose more than that 10%. So, but here you don't have that feature. What you now do is you create sub account for it and send that amount of money you want to trade with to the sub account. You cannot lose more than that sub account. Same way I cannot lose more than $300 in this particular sub account. I hope that's clear.
And also, please, can we get the video of this session? So
yes, I recorded it.
Thank you very much.
Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Please, I just want to understand how the pairs work. How do we interpret it, like the USDT and that means the pairs? I just want to understand. I don't know whether you can explain it better.
Which pairs?
Like maybe they would just say maybe BNB USD. How is it? I don't know how it is. That means how to interpret it.
Interpret it how? Have you traded cryptos before? Are you very new?
Very, very new, sir.
Oh, you need a class.
You need a different class, and you don't need me. You need someone else who is patient. Message me after the class. Message me on WhatsApp. I may fix you up with somebody.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
can you hear me? I need to ask something about the stock, the tokenized stock.
Okay.
How do we get information on the tokenized stock, like the market capitalization, the supply, total supply of tokenized stock, so that we can know and confidently choose the one we want to trade?
It's the same thing.
I also want to commend you. I also want to commend you on your work. It's really nice. I enjoyed the class. It's easy.
If you are talking about the tokenized, tokenized stocks or tokenized pairs, I don't understand. Tokenized stocks, like the Tesla and the Amazon.
The Tesla, the Amazon. How do we get their market capitalization? All the information that are related to it.
For you to trade that, then you must be somebody who is used to trading US stocks. You must be somebody who is acquainted with the fundamentals. You must have an understanding of, information about Facebook, for example. You need to have real-time information about Facebook, about Google, about Apple. You understand? Because that is not found in crypto. You can't find that in crypto. So it's believed that you must have had previous knowledge of it. Then you just want to execute the trade. FTX is just giving you a platform where you come to execute it. So that one is something we can sort out later. We can fix that later. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Seriously, I really appreciate you. My name is Chris Ekom.
I can see your name.
Thank you.
Kenzie, I hope you're taking note of these guys
yeah.
asking this question. So
Okay. Hello, sir.
I'm with you.
My question is very, very basic. I want to really understand whether where is FTX registered? Where is it located? And I want to know whether they are being regulated and they are in compliance with the authorities and stuff like that, so that we won't have issues similar to that of BitMEX. So can you just say anything about that?
FTX is one of the most secured exchanges you can think of. It's a US based exchange.
Okay.
I expect you to do more research on that yourself. It's a
Okay.
US based exchange, and they are in partnership with Binance. I think the biggest investor in FTX, I think the biggest and only investor in FTX is Binance. Heavily invested.
Wow.
Please help me call Joshua. Okay, it's the biggest and the only investor in FTX is Binance. It's actually duly registered. You don't have anything to fear as per its regulations and all of that. Okay, it's all handled. Yes, it's the same thing with Binance. It's basically the same thing with Binance. For it to be located in the US, it cannot be done illegally. Okay, you know, it cannot be done illegally if it is located in the US. So I could send you the documentation about that later on after the class.
Okay, wow. I'd like to have that. Maybe I'll remind you on WhatsApp.
Yes. Thank you very much. Message me, I will do that.
Good evening.
Joshua. Joshua. Where's Joshua? Hello, please ask your question.
Okay, please. Thank you so much for the presentation. I appreciate.
Tell him the delivery man has come.
My question is,
should give it to the delivery man.
what are the basic requirements for one to
call this
start?
Number? He's outside.
And then I also observe during when I tried to register before.
Yes. That money is for the delivery man. Yes. Sorry, I'm with you. Go on.
Yeah, the first question was the basic requirement to kickstart.
Okay.
Then I also noticed when I was trying to do registration few minutes before we started the Zoom meeting, it was like taking me to where to do payment or something.
I can't get you. I can't hear you. Sorry.
We're supposed to make payment during sign up.
What kind of payment? It's free now.
Okay, like what's the minimum one can start? I know, like in features, the minimum
amount you can
is
deposit is $5. The minimum you can deposit is $5.
Okay, good. All right. Then I know all that we've done today doesn't involve technical analysis. So how do one now get to know when to place trade? Are you also giving us signals? Are you helping us in the area of signals?
Is this DFM talking?
Yeah.
You're on Tech Fund and you see me provide signals on Tech Fund. I don't expect you to ask this question. For those of you who, for those of you who keyed in, yes, because I don't know, I don't want to sound blunt, but it's not today we've asked. The first set of people who were supposed to register on FTX were people from Tech Fund. And then I created a Telegram group for them. And very few of you responded. There's a Telegram group where I provide support to them. And, you know, with all the WhatsApp forums and all the crypto forums I am on, I try to provide signals to them across board every day. So when you saw me saying I was tired of typing today,
that's true.
I provide signals on almost every forum I am in. except the forum doesn't trade.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so for those of us that you want to be on my Telegram forum for the signals, all you need to do is it's only for those that are registered with the link I sent. So you called him. So for those of you that are registered with the link, what you need to do is just message me after this session on WhatsApp, and then I will determine if you actually registered with the link. There's a way I'll do that. So once that's determined, then I would send you the link to the forum. It's not an open group. It's not like I'm creating a big open group where people can join from nowhere. No, I'm not interested in creating. It's just to help those that are just starting off on margin trading. And at some point, let's say after this bull season, I might, in fact, I may not be able to, keep up with the signals anymore. But then again, there are structures on ground so that even when I'm not around, there are people who would provide the signals for you. Okay? You shouldn't even ask that question because I do that on daily basis.
All right.
Another person asking.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the section this evening. But my question is, I want you to help and do a recap on the calculation of the leverage. Hello,
Just
sir.
watch the video now, Oga.
Hello.
You rewatch now. You rewatch the video.
Okay. I'll watch the video. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You rewatch the video.
Who else has a question? Everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think the drawdown with FTX is that it's a new exchange. It came into operation last year. That's why you're seeing that the data for FTT just started. Okay, and it has not been able to register to lists as many tokens as Binance. So there are some tokens you may look for in FTX and you won't find them. That is why you shouldn't totally abandon your Binance accounts. Are you with me? I still operate my over 3 Binance accounts, but I use them for tokens that are not found on FTX. FTX is my first option when placing trades, primarily because of the fees. So when I look for a coin and it is not listed on FTX, it pains me because I'm now forced to, go to Binance. So there must always be funds in your Binance accounts and then your FTX accounts.
So can I be tempted to say that because FTX is still growing, you should expect higher fees very soon?
Nope, the fees will never get higher. In fact, we should be talking about reducing the fees. The fees will never get higher. With time, we'll have several other listings. In fact, listings are done. We list about 100 tokens, I think, periodically. We try to list, I can't get the data now, but I think we list several tokens are listed on weekly basis. So given time, they would be able to have as many tokens as Binance does, okay? It's a gradual thing. In fact, the number of tokens they've listed within a very short time is tremendous. It's tremendous. Okay.
All right.
Any other question?
I think we should end the class now so that the video will not be long.
Okay, it's actually it's already long.
It's
It's actually a 1 hour 51 minutes video. It's almost 2 hours. So I think if we don't have any more questions,
Well, boys, if you data.
if you don't have, okay, I forgot to mention this. When you create your sub account, you can transfer funds into it from your main account. Okay, now this is it. I want to transfer funds. What kind of coin am I transferring? This is the list of all the coins I can transfer. Are you seeing it? I can transfer any coin it is I want. I can transfer it. Just click on, maybe I want to transfer USD. Then I want to transfer it from my main account to where? Any of my sub accounts. I want to transfer to the long-term margin, and then I could put the size. How much am I transferring? $30. You do that. If I put $30 here, click on transfer, it will move it from your main account into this long-term margin account. I just decided to name this like that, okay? But it's not my main long-term because it's just one trade you saw there. The main long-term margin account already has long-term trades, you know. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, if I were to look at how to fund, you click on wallet, Now you see I have when I click on balances, you see my USD and XRP. Okay. If I click on deposit, I want to deposit USD. If you click on deposit, these are the options I have. You can deposit TUSD, USDC, PAX, BUSD from Binance, HUSD, USDT. Are you getting it? You can also deposit USDT. If I click on deposit USDT, you know, I'm given my 3 or 4 addresses. This is for Omni. This is Omni deposit address, ERC20 USDT address, TRC20 USDT address, and SPL token for Sol. Solana is an ecosystem built by FTX. I don't know how many of us were able to participate in the last concluded ICO. FTX has its own DEX, its own decentralized exchange, and they've done a lot of things to try to encourage people to use this decentralized exchange. So there are still many innovations, like I said, coming up on FTX. Again, if you wanted to deposit a particular coin that is not listed here, let's say you wanted to deposit Bitcoin, you just click on this search button, okay? So let's type, okay, sorry about that. It's not there. Hold on. Okay, look at this. Take note of this. Hold on. Joshua. Hello? Are you with me? Now, this is why.
Yes, boss.
This
Yeah,
is why
we are with you.
This is why the Bitcoin is not showing, because this box is ticked. Hide zero balances. There's no Bitcoin here. That's why it is not showing. If I uncheck this and then I click on Bitcoin, crypto. Okay. So now I'm clicking on, let's say I'm looking for Bitcoin. I don't know why this is.
Winston,
Okay.
your email is showing by the side of your.
Yeah, this is my secondary email.
Doesn't show.
Your one is not showing. Are you using a
My own
system?
doesn't show.
Are you using a system?
Yes. Yes, I use a system.
It should be showing there now. What is showing? Are you logged in? I don't think you're logged in.
I'm logged in. It's just it doesn't show the email. Maybe it's for the new people that join.
I wouldn't know why it's not showing. It's supposed to show. Huh?
Okay, sir.
It's supposed to show. It's supposed to show. So you can see if I wanted to deposit here. For example,
I think it's because you're typing BIT, just BTC. Yeah. You know.
Let me try that.
BTC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Who gave me that correction?
So sorry.
Eh?
Sayama.
Felicity.
Yeah.
Just message me on WhatsApp, okay? Message me on
Okay.
WhatsApp. You're supposed to be part of our winners. I'm not supposed to influence the decision, but I think I would have to do it. So now I've clicked on Bitcoin.
Okay.
You're going to see the deposit, withdraw, and convert. Okay. So once you click on deposit, you'd see it. You know, the normal way you deposit, as easy as that. Do you get it?
To the trade with this platform. It makes sense.
Clicking on
How many of you traded on Bybit? How many of you traded on Bybit? How many of you traded on Bybit? Thank you. We did not. For those of us who traded on Bybit, you would have understood why FTX is actually a saving grace. Is actually a savior, rather. In Bybit, for every transaction you do, we were charged at least $5 per transaction for converting. Let's say Bitcoin wants to fall. You now convert your Bitcoin to USDT. You are charged $5. You now want to convert from USDT when you want to trade back to Bitcoin. You're charged $5. For every trade, every conversion, everything, withdrawal, $5 each. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, you have to ensure that you are closing at break even. You are profitable in your trades for you to close at break even. You know, because the transaction fees are actually eating into your money. At the end of the day, you could end up depositing $1,000, but you withdraw $850 because transaction fee has finished you. You're just converting from Bitcoin, running from Bitcoin dump, and you're still losing $50. And maybe if you had left the Bitcoin, you may not have even lost up to $50. You understand? So these are the innovations in FTX. I think there's no more question. I don't want this session to exceed 2 hours. Okay. Any other question, ask it on the WhatsApp forum. I'll try to respond. Thank you very much. And I hope all of us are registered. If you've not registered, use the link on the group and register, because that's the only way I would attend to your complaints. Otherwise, I would not attend to it. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks so much, boss. We really appreciate it. God bless you. God bless
Thank
you.
you, sir.